eat these vegetables, you could eat unlimited amounts, you're not going to gain weight. So, the top low-calorie foods for dieting, and I'm not just talking about dieting, I'm talking about getting lean. These are the best vegetables for getting lean. Now, of course, all vegetables, or most vegetables, are going to be good for getting lean. Vegetables in general are low in calories. You're going to have more fiber, more protein, and are going to be a great low-calorie option that's going to help you get shredded. But there are some that are way better than others, so let's talk about it. And yeah, I just got inside. I'm wearing 2 jackets because it's so cold here in Canada nowadays. So that's why I'm wearing 2 jackets. But let's get into the freaking video. The best vegetables, you already know. Let's go. And again, I gotta say, if you're on a diet and you're getting shredded and you're choosing, should I eat 1,000 calories of jelly worm gummy bears or should I eat 1,000 calories of vegetables? You're gonna be way more full on the 1,000 calories of vegetables than the 1,000 calories of jelly gummy bear or whatever's. Because the 1,000 calories of vegetables is gonna have way more fiber, way more volume, and way less calories for the same amount. So like if you had a kilogram of weight of jelly worms gummy bears or a kilogram of weight of vegetables, way less calories than the kilogram of vegetables. So that's why it's going to be awesome for dieting. But there are some vegetables that are better than others. Now, one of the easiest ways that you can make a substitute for your diet, for example, if you're just like going from the off season or bulking to like a cutting or like lower calorie diet, slightly lower calorie diet, a lot of bodybuilders or a lot of people in the fitness space like to eat rice in a lot of their meals. Instead of rice, you can swap it for potatoes. It's going to give you more micronutrients, more fiber, more volume for the same amount of calories. So, you know, you could reduce your calories by half and still have the same portion and weight of food by switching to potatoes rather than rice. And so it's going to help a lot with keeping you satiated. And another thing, potatoes are one of the most satiating vegetables out there. Even though they're not the lowest calorie, they're still one of the most satiating vegetables out there. So include potatoes if you want to make the swap from rice to potatoes. It's going to help you a ton with dieting. Next up, let's talk about cabbage. Cabbage is awesome. It's cheap. You can go to the store, get cabbage for like, I think last time I went, it was 77 cents per pound. You could get 5 pounds of that stuff for like $3.50 or $4. It's super cheap and it's very low calorie. I think it's got like 25 calories per 100 grams. I can't remember the exact calories per gram, but it's very low in calories. What are the downsides of cabbage? Well, it has a little bit higher sugar content than some of the other vegetables. So the high sugar content can make you a little bit more hungry than some of the other vegetables that have like more starch, like a potato would. But the low caloriness of it makes up for that a ton. It's got, you know, way less calories, so obviously you're going to be able to eat more. And if you balance it out, if you have the cabbage with like, you know, some meat or some sort of fat or protein, it's going to help kind of alleviate the fact that it has so much more sugar than some of the other vegetables. And, you know, even if you like boil it, you can make boiled cabbage. But cabbage is so low in calories, you can eat like a kilogram of it for like 300, maybe 400 calories. I can't remember off the top of my head, but very low in calories. Not only that, but it's going to give you protein. It's going to give you micronutrients. Even the other day, I think it gives you choline. I was looking it up. It gives you like choline, gives you tons of micronutrients that are going to be more bioavailable than taking like a multivitamin or something. So that's awesome. It's going to give you fiber, protein, a little bit of fats, obviously a lot of carbs. So if you're on a diet, maybe you could swap your bag of potato chips. If things are getting really serious, really low calorie, swap your bag of potato chips for half a head of cabbage or something for your pre-workout. Who knows, you know? Look at that cabbage roll. But on to the next one, we've got cucumbers. Cucumbers are probably one of my favorite low-calorie vegetables because they are actually very low in calories. Probably one of the lowest ones, and they're actually quite low in fiber too. And you might be like, low in fiber, don't you want lots of fiber while dieting? And yes, you do. But if you start like cutting calories really low and you start eating a lot of the low calorie, high volume vegetables and foods, then keeping your fiber a little bit lower can be good, because if you're eating way too much fiber, like if you're eating like 200 grams of fiber a day, you are going to be digesting, like your digestive system is going to be like, oh my gosh, you know, so keeping the fiber a little bit lower is going to be awesome. Not only that, but cucumbers are very low in calories. You can eat like a kilogram for like maybe 180 calories or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but even lower than cabbage. It has less calories than cabbage, and not only that, but the sugar content is low too. So in terms of like making you hungry and cravey, there's even less of a chance of than the cabbage. So in my personal opinion, cucumbers don't taste as good as cabbage, so in terms of like the taste yumminess, it's not as good. But in terms of like getting shredded and having the low caloriness, cucumbers are better than cabbage, because less calories per gram and less sugar per gram, so less chance of making you hungry. And since they don't taste as good, it's gonna make you not want to eat as much, which making you not want to eat as much and having those foods that you don't crave and want to eat a ton of is gonna help you get shredded even that much more. So cucumbers are a little bit higher on the tier list. I'm not really doing this in like a tier list, but I'm just kind of naming some vegetables off that I regularly consume when I'm trying to get leaner. So on to the next one. Alright, next one is carrots. Carrots are awesome. I usually buy them when they're on sale for like $5 for a 10-pound bag. And this can be like, a lot of times if you boil a carrot, you can get the same effect as like a boiled potato. But carrots are even less calories than a potato and more micronutrient dense. And carrots are awesome. That you can eat them raw. Carrots are overall very good, better than the potato, I would say. The only downside is carrots can sometimes, they're just like the cabbage, they're going to be higher in sugar, which the sugar can make you more hungry. So, you know, make sure you're balancing that meal out. If you're going to have a bunch of carrots, maybe have, you know, a protein bar with it or just some sort of fat and protein to make you not as hungry after you eat the carrots. But having as like a pre-workout meal, if you're really strict on the calories, really strict on the dieting, then carrots are another great low-calorie vegetable that you can eat a ton of. Not super low calories, not insanely low like the cucumbers, and not even as low calorie as the cabbage, but it's better than the potato, and it's still a very low calorie and awesome vegetable for getting lean. Alright, I'm in the dungeon now. I'm in the room because I'm on the PC, and I took off one of the jackets because I'm going to be looking more into the macros so you guys can see. Next up, we got lettuce. This is shredded lettuce, but it's the same thing. It's just how it's like freaking made. You know what it is. But 1,000 grams, which is a kilogram, which is 2.3 pounds or something, 2.2 pounds, only has 176 calories. And 3.1 grams of fat with 1.7 1.7 grams of polyunsaturated fats, which I believe last time, if I was checking correctly in Chronometer, is mostly like omega fats, which is awesome. It's going to help you get more of those healthy essential fats in, which is awesome, especially when you're like, you know, every calorie counts, guys. Come on now. When you're trying to get lean. When you're in a bulk, it doesn't matter as much. But when you're in a cut trying to get lean, every freaking calorie counts. Not only that, but you have 13 grams of protein. That's like the average like calorie to protein ratio of like a crappy protein bar. So considering this almost has the macros of like a decent protein bar, that's pretty awesome. 12 grams of sugar, that's not that much sugar. That's only 48 calories coming from sugar. 22 grams of fiber, so it's not like ridiculously high in fiber, but it's also not ridiculously low. 22 grams of fiber, that's going to keep you full. If you ate a kilogram of lettuce for 176 calories, that's less than a donut. If you're going crazy and you eat, you know, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to eat my face off, I'm so hungry on the diet, and you eat a thing of lettuce, like a kilogram of lettuce, think of how much more full that's going to keep you than a freaking donut. And you're going to be getting more protein, more healthy fats, not more total fat, but more healthy fats. You're going to be getting way more fiber that's going to keep you fuller for longer, and even some net carbs to, you know, help with performance and whatnot too. Alright, on to the next one. This next one I've never personally had this next one, but the macros are crazy. So if you can find it, which a lot of people actually can from what I've heard, but if you can find it, and I don't look that hard for it, but if you can find it, it's absolutely worth it because the macros are insane. Look at this, guys. So it's called watercress, and for 1 kilogram of it, a little over 1 kilogram, but for a little over 1 kilogram, it's only got 111 calories. Not even a gram of fat, which with some polyunsaturated fats. But the best part of it all is 23 grams of protein, over 23 grams of protein. And it's got 5 grams of fiber too, but 23 grams of protein. So literally you could eat 5 kilograms, aka like 12 pounds of this freaking stuff. And it would only have 500 calories. And it would literally have how much protein? Over 100 grams of protein. So when your calories are tight, guys, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so starving. If you were to eat like 2 kilograms of this, it would only be 220 calories. With 46 grams of protein, you are getting so full. You're hitting your macros too. You're getting some fiber in there. You're getting some polyunsaturated fats. Literally one of the best vegetables, probably the best vegetable for getting shredded. So if you can find this and you're really dieting hardcore and, you know, stuff, and like the dieting's really tough and your hunger's really getting to you, this watercress, guys, 1,000 grams, 100 calories. So get this absolutely amazing vegetable. Now, this one's not the best for macros, but tomatoes are actually really awesome, so I thought I would mention them. For 198 calories, you're getting 2.3 grams of fat with some polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats, and monounsaturated fats are the main ones that are going to help you with satiety. So if you are really struggling with hunger, guys, more monounsaturated fats can help you with staying more full. So, and reducing your saturated fats. And polyunsaturated fats 0.9, so that's going to help with like general overall health. Total carbs 43, but 13 of which are fiber, so only like 30 net carbs. So that's freaking awesome. And you're getting 10 grams of protein, so that's awesome too. And it's only 198 calories for over a kilogram of tomatoes. So not like the best macros, but very low calorie because it's obviously very high in water. And it's also like very common. You can get tomatoes everywhere. So tomatoes is the next one on the list. Alright, the next one on the list, I have lots of experience eating. Like I used to eat these so much. I don't really eat them as much anymore. I don't know why, just because I eat more like cucumbers and stuff now, but this one I used to eat so much, and it's white mushroom. Look at this one, guys. White mushrooms are super good. They're not like super low in calories compared to some of the other ones like watercress and stuff, but for a kilogram, you're only getting 285 calories. That is very low. 5 grams of fat with only 0.8 grams of saturated fat, 0 trans fat. So it's going to be mostly healthy fats. Let's see. 21 grams of fiber, so lots of fiber, only around 30 net carbs. That's awesome. 21 grams of protein, so these are high in protein. Not quite as high as the watercress, but still very high. Still going to be higher than like the lettuce and something. And from my experience, these are very filling too. These are almost like the potato. Like with some vegetables, even the low calorie ones, they're not like super filling just because maybe the sugar and stuff. But these guys, especially mushrooms, if you're hungry, man, eat a kilogram of mushrooms for 280 calories. You're going to be freaking stuffed. You're not going to be able to eat that much more. And you're going to be getting almost 22 grams of protein. So that's freaking awesome. So yeah, guys, that was the list of the best vegetables I recommend you including in your diet if you're trying to get leaner than last time. Like low calorie vegetables, high protein vegetables. In general, most vegetables are going to be good for getting lean because, you know, most vegetables in general are high in fiber, have a decent amount of protein, maybe a little bit of healthy trace fats, lower in calories than a lot of foods. You can pretty much eat as much vegetables as you want. Especially with like watercress, you could eat as much as you want. You're never going to gain fat eating that. So just because it's so low in calories, so high in protein. So yeah, that was kind of the list, guys. Let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want to see, if you want more low calorie like vegetable videos or whatever, because I enjoy making these educational videos. I don't even care, like they're getting like 4 views, whatever. It's just making them so I can watch them in the future if I ever need to. And so maybe to help you guys out that you're starving on a diet and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to eat something. What do I need? What can I just eat unlimited amounts of and I'm not going to gain weight? Eat these vegetables. You could eat unlimited amounts. You're not going to gain weight. So make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe button so we can get over 4 views.